Hey, folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building. Another SPS mental health moment. Man, I'm catching up with all the right people. All these young men and women out here making moves, trying to improve their life and do great things for the community they represent. And I have Mr. Carlos Scooby Johnson representing for the Benton Harbor community, Coach Corey Sterling and everybody, and also Mr. Basketball. Mr. Basketball, how you doing today?
Good, hanging in here.
Hanging in, man. You always seem to have a real low-key attitude with all the crazy things going around. I remember I met you at the Red Hawk Classic. Shout out to Coach Brandon Guyton, BG. And we had to walk from the floor through all those people to get up top to do the interview. And you were just showing people love all the way through, man. But just tell me how you doing right now with what's going on with us.
I'm hanging in here, like I said, trying to protect my health. Right now I'm currently at the Boys and Girls Club passing out lunches or whatever.
Oh, that's great that you're doing that giving back, man, especially in Benton Harbor, making things happen. So tell me what was going on when you guys got the word about the season ending. What was happening with you guys at the time?
The final bell had rung in school. We was transitioning to going to practice, and coach was like, well, he sent the text to the group chat, and he was like, we ain't having no practice today. It's canceled because COVID or whatever. I'm like, man, that's crazy. So then we got word that we might just have to play just with our parents in the gyms or whatever, or maybe just nobody in there, just us. And then that got canceled. So I'm like, gosh, so I was kind of devastated that it ended like that.
Yeah, I bet you were, because you were trying to still go on and you had some big goals, and so did your team. Now, as unfortunate that was, you've had some great news this season, getting to Mr. Basketball and also being able to sign with Butler. Despite what's going on with COVID-19, the season ended like that. How does it feel to have signed and got that recognition of Mr. Basketball?
It's a pretty big accomplishment for me. A lot of kids that play basketball want to get the biggest award it is in high school, and I had got it, and I was just so blessed and honored to get it and receive it. And as far as going to college in Butler, I felt like I made my decision at the right time with the pandemic going on, so I felt like I put myself in the right position to succeed in the future.
You definitely set up for success, and I know you got a great support group. So let's talk about how you can help the other young people who can look up to you, look up to what you've accomplished. I mean, Mr. Basketball, that's going to go down in history. Clearly, you're one of the best players in Benton Harbor's history and even in the state of Michigan. What advice do you have for other young people who are trying to get to where you are or may have the same kind of recognition they're trying to manage and deal with it?
My advice is, school always come first. If basketball not going good for you, or the school always come first. But as far as basketball, I say, despite what rumors it is or negative energy that people give off on your name or whatever, you just continue to work hard and play how you play, and never try to give somebody else what they want. Do what you feel.
Now, I can understand your comment about, academics being first, which is true, but that last statement you made sounded kind of personal. So have you had to deal with, negativity, rumors, and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want you to play like you one of the best players in their eyes. Like, they want you to do all the fancy moves to prove a point, but it's just about just getting the dub and playing to your best ability.
So how did you not get pulled into that?
I look as like it's a compliment for me. Like, I'm making scoring and making my team better by just doing the basic stuff instead of giving you all type of trying to do crazy dunks or whatever. So I just feel like I can put myself in a position to make myself successful and my team at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to your coach, like I said before. How has your support system been for you throughout all this? Because to be able to achieve Mr. Basketball, man, that's no easy feat. So I'm imagining there's been some unique people who've been helping you along the way.
Yeah, especially my coaching staff, my teammates. I have mentors named Coach Mike Gillespie and my auntie, and of course my parents also, and a few more friends. They've just been the great people to have around. They check up on me, ask me, do I got some stuff to do to keep me busy during the break, during, So it's just been good, even without gathering.
Right, I get it. You know, I grew up in Detroit, man. I'm in East Lansing now, and I came to Lansing originally to be with Governor Granholm. And years ago, when there was an uprising in Benton Harbor, we were the first people on the ground out there. So I know all too well how challenging, you know, inner city communities can be, whether it's Detroit, Flint, or Benton Harbor. What does it mean for you? Do you feel you carry some extra pressure because of the city you represent and what your city's been through?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I carry the pressure of all the people that didn't get to achieve that goal that they wanted to as far as playing basketball. So I feel like I'm carrying a lot of pressure on the people that look up to me as far as a little kid.
So how do you manage it?
I stay cool and, and keep it level. Try not to go outside the box too far. You know that if it ain't needed.
You always possess this maturity that's a little bit beyond your age, man. Where did you get that from?
Uh, playing basketball, I think I always looked at older people to mold my game. I never really looked that into all the younger kids I see that's doing all the fancy stuff. I always mold my game like the older people.
Really? I mean, that's a good way to go because it's so easy to get caught up in what the next man is doing, but you're looking at older people, and that's helped you. Who have been some of the people that you kind of shape your game after?
Uh, at first, you know, everybody got the great Michael Jordan, him. Then I was looking at LeBron and Kevin Durant game, and even some of the big man games. I want all my game to be all molded together like that, especially like Magic Johnson.
You know, and I think that's a good way to describe you. When I saw you play a while ago, it was like almost you don't really have a position. You know, you can put it on the floor. You can be big when you need to. Is that a fair assessment of your game?
Yeah, I think so.
I like that. Well, speaking of Michael Jordan, I was asking you earlier about The Last Dance. So you got a special plan for watching The Last Dance? How you gonna do that?
Yeah, I know everybody probably catching it every Sunday. I'm recording all of it so I can watch it at the end. Cut my phone off for like 2 days.
Oh, okay, okay. So that like, your whole goal is just to be all into it like that, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think, without seeing it all or having seen it, what do you think you're going to get from it? And do you think you're going to be a different person or gain a lot after this all over, after you watch it?
I think I could gain a lot more knowledge from it after seeing some of the tweets and posts that I've been seeing on social media about, you know, just him and what he did to sacrifice to get a win or just anything. I think I learned a lot of knowledge from it.
Sure. Well, you know, let me ask you another question. How do you have the discipline when everything around you is saying we watching this thing and you should be watching this and I know you watch this, but you're saying no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna watch. How do you have the discipline to do that?
I don't know. I'm the type of guy that I don't like waiting and trying to figure out like, dang, what's next. So I'm like, nah, I
Okay.
just want to get it all done at once and see how that go.
Man, amazing. You're showing a lot. So before we wrap up, man, shout out to the Butler Bulldogs, man. I mean, you'll be headed down to the Indianapolis community soon. You know, how excited are you about making that transition to Butler?
I'm very excited. I'm just ready to get to work and see all the different things in life.
And put it down like that. So before we wrap up, man, this has been an excellent interview, by the way. You know, what message do you have to the Benton Harbor community, to, you know, the state of Michigan, or anybody who's listening to you right now, as far as how we could stay inspired during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Staying inspired, I mean, you know, this is time to gather with your family and build connections through people from far as social distancing. But I say just make sure you stay safe and, you know, always trust God.
Hey, man, outstanding, man. I was impressed when I met you, and I'm continuing to be impressed with you now. I want to continue to follow your career and success, and I thank you for what you're doing, not just for your Benton Harbor community, but how you represent the state of Michigan and doing great things. So with that, man, best of luck. We'll catch you on the other side of this, okay?
All right, thanks. Thanks for reaching out.
All right, you're welcome.